voice17104.com. This is Zanetta Winkfield, and you're listening to the voice17104.com. The voice17104.com.
It's the show, y'all. It's the show. It's the corner, y'all. You know what we do right here. You know it's the show. Hit it. Here we go. What's up, Dontel? We about to rock and roll. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is Kenny Robb of Kenny's Corner. And you know how I always start my show. I can't control what happens on the streets of New York, D.C., Brooklyn, or Baltimore. But I can always control what happens right here on Kenny's Corner. What is happening, y'all?
Yes, sir.
I am excited. You know, when people run for office, you go, that's the bull. I don't know. What's his platform? But when you know somebody, you know, you want to do everything you can to make sure the people recognize who he is. So, without further ado, I have on my main man. Oh, y'all see it, Mr. Lamont Jones. Y'all see it right there. What's going on, Lamont?
What's up, brother?
All right, man. Yeah, man, it's good to have you, man.
Good to be here.
Listen, man. So we got people saying, "What's up, boss?" Oh, that's nice. Thank you for the shout out my hat. Yeah, cool. I got my views. They always coming in, man. I got it.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
You know? I'm patient.
That's right, yeah. When you talk about passionate, I have a brother in this office, Lamont Jones, who's a passionate candidate, passionate about this city. You know, to tell you the truth, I wish I would have ran myself 20 years ago. I really do. I really do wish I would have ran 20 years ago. Because this gentleman right here stands on the same bricks that I stood on. He stands on the same shoulders that I stood on. He has pulled himself up from places no one knows to get where he's at, to decide to run for city council. And I'm telling you, the demons are busy.
My mind. Sheesh.
And I mean the demons are busy.
Super facts.
Every time we try to get somebody in who is credible, who is in the system, who is fighting for our kids, fighting for the city, fighting for policies that aren't necessarily quote unquote political policies, the demons show up.
My. Yes.
And now it's time to push back, because what the demons didn't recognize or didn't count on was the power of Kenny's Corner. Let's go, baby. Let's go. So, Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir.
What makes you qualified for this position?
I think you said it, brother.
Okay.
I have a passion, man. Being born and raised here in Harrisburg is you know, we have a culture, man.
Yeah.
There's no other place like this one.
Ain't no place like the Berg, baby.
If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. You know. So, like you said, I was able to pull myself up by my bootstraps, man. And I must say that I did have help from the ancestors.
Yeah.
You know, there definitely would be the day. They're walking with me today.
Yeah.
The community, people like your brother, man, yourself. You know, these guys are champions. They champion me on, man. And I just know that what I have to offer our city is not about me.
Okay.
And see, that's where a lot of people get things mixed up, because people run because they want to be in a position. This is not about a position for me. This is about purpose.
Purpose.
Not all my life I didn't just look at politics. I hated the government. I hated how everything was, and I just knew that we were oppressed. I couldn't understand the logistics of it, but I knew that we were oppressed. But then through my own trials and tribulations, I had an awakening. I had to prepare my mind. Every day it's a struggle to get out the bed and know that you got those demons and things out there gunning for you.
Yeah.
And I don't walk around with 30 people, man. I have to go out there with my mind. This is my weapon. That's and right. I've been using it to change the trajectory of my own life. And I share that with other people. But what makes me qualified is that not only the passion, I just know what our city needs, man. And I know that I can connect the dots with individuals and entities to make those things happen. But I can't do it by myself. I'm definitely going to need the city to do it.
Man, there was a radio personality by the name of the Black Eagle.
Okay.
And he said the difference between a movement and a moment is sacrifice.
Wow. And this is a lot of it.
The difference between a movement or a moment and a movement. Because we can have a moment.
Yes, sir.
I want to run. That's I want to run.
Yeah.
That's the moment.
Yeah.
You get hyped up in the moment.
Yeah.
But now I want to make a movement. So what are the sacrifices you're willing to make? I'm asking that question to you.
Okay.
What are the sacrifices that you're not even willing to make
that I'm
have already made?
I was going to say
yeah.
Because it's this man. Listen, first of all, I didn't really. I've been usually working people's political campaigns. I've worked several of them. A congressional, a mayoral, state rep, and now I'm a candidate. So those were easy.
It's easy. It's easy being behind the scenes.
Yeah, those were easy. I just used my ground game, and because for real, Kenny, man, I as I've been growing, I feel as though that I'm really an introvert, right? And a lot of people think they think that's a shy person. Right. And if people that know me like, man, he ain't shy, he ain't shy, but you have to power up, man, to deal with what's out there. So a lot of the sacrifices that I had to make, I really struggled getting out of my bed to even apply for the vacant seat. I was like, all right, Lamont, if you're going to do this, you're going to get up today and you're going to get out here. And I struggled from getting out the bed.
Wow.
Because I knew what it takes or took to be a candidate, but then I also, can I stomach it? Because, as a man, growing up, doing this, you have to be susceptible to ridicule.
Yeah, you got to understand that there are people who you thought was your friends.
Yeah.
Who thought you were cool with. Will say, I don't like you now.
Yep.
Because you are running against somebody I respect or I like.
Yep.
And I don't like you now. And they don't understand that if I don't vote for you, it doesn't mean I don't like you. It means I like this person's platform a little better.
That's right.
But it doesn't mean I don't like you.
That's right. And we should get to that. That's loaded right there, Rob. Kenny, if you think about what you're saying, people that I grew up with all my life, never had a problem with, especially when I had my days running around in the streets.
Hey.
I was just talking to a friend and I was like, man, I was perfectly fine. People loved me when I was rolling around in the mud. But now that I took a shower, I stink. So, everybody has the right to run. So I correct a lot of individuals when they use the word debate and things of that. Who you running against? Who? And I'm like, respectfully, I don't have an opponent. Because there's 3 seats available.
Yeah.
And I'm just going after one of them.
Just one of them.
I don't have to talk about this candidate. I don't have to fight with this candidate, because if we're really serious about correcting the ills of our city, we shouldn't be fighting each other. I would love for us to get to a point one day. There's 8 people vying for 3 seats right now, right? I would love to have all of those candidates in a room together, collectively. And let's talk. and see, because we can see who's really serious about this
Yeah.
and who's really not. Because you know, gathering around people, somebody always got to be the
some
number
people
one.
are in the race not to
Purposefully.
win.
That's right. To throw up numbers.
But to destroy the race.
That's right.
So you made a point. You made a point about how when you was rolling around in the gutter.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of a story in the Bible, and you can relate to this, where there was a man that was crazy in the graveyards and crying and screaming and carrying on, and they tried to tie him up, they tried to put him in jail, they tried to, you know what I mean? None of that worked. Yeah. But when he was clothed and in his right mind,
talk to me,
sitting at the feet of Jesus, the Bible says, then the people were afraid. Lamont, there are going to be some people that's going to be afraid.
Yeah.
Because you are not what you came up from.
That's right.
You are clothed and in your right mind.
Yes, sir.
And you are trying to take this city into a different direction.
Yes.
So what will be the first thing you do after you win? Y'all heard that right. After you win. Because see, we have to start speaking things
That's right.
into existence as if they already were.
That's right.
So tell me.
You know, when you look at my platform, you know, public safety, economic development, housing and infrastructure. Now, those seem cliche, but when you break those things down, they all coincide with one another. So I can start from any spot, but I would start with economic development.
Okay.
You know, I say this a lot. This is a part of my spiel, where if you can remember, we are from here, right? You can remember when we had the Olivettis, the Amps, the IBMs, the steel mills,
all that.
You know, we had at that point, there were families. Now, crime existed, but not the way it does today, right? But what we had there was an opportunity to have families have a better quality of life,
right?
Because they had good paying jobs.
They had those when you take factories and big businesses away from the inner city,
facts
that we can't get a hold of. You take away livelihoods, you take away opportunity.
That's right.
But now I know for a fact that you can't do that by yourself.
No.
I know that for a fact. You're gonna need as my father would say, God and two other people to help you out.
Yeah.
We gonna need the mayor.
No question.
We gonna need the mayor. We gonna need Patty Kim. You know, and see, this is the things that we have to bring everybody in.
Right.
If we're gonna go have one common goal, and this is the problem, no one has one common goal.
There you go.
We always have our own individual, but no one has. And in Kenny's Corner, I'm gonna make it a little personal. No one cares about my city, my city. No one cares about my city. They say they care, but then they don't care. I know what my city needs.
That's right.
You know what the city needs. Lamont, you know what the city needs. I know you know, and I know they know. My question is, why don't we do it?
To me, it's something that you said earlier. People are out for themselves. So when I want to raise the level of accountability.
Okay. I
want to raise that. But see, the moment that you point out individuals by name, you're a hater.
Okay.
You're not telling the truth. You're no good. People want to come against you, but we're going to keep getting. I'm gonna just say this to all the viewers out there: Harrisburg, it's time for us to really wake up. If we keep electing people that say they're doing our bidding for us, and then we look at the conditions of our city, there's no way you can be upset because you keep allowing it to happen.
You keep voting them in.
You keep voting them in. That's everybody's superpower. You can vote.
That is our superpower.
You can vote.
We can vote, gentlemen.
You pay taxes.
Ladies, we can vote.
You pay taxes. You can say something. See, no. The women vote.
Women do vote.
We ain't gonna get that messed up.
Women do vote.
The women vote.
I vote.
But again, when we start looking at individuals that's running 5 or 6 times for any position that's open, you have to use discernment and say, there's no level of commitment.
Right.
In the roles that I'm playing. See, like, again, I go back to not roles that I'm playing, the roles that I'm in, because I'm not an actor, right?
Come on now.
So if we look at serving on Dauphin County Prison Advisory Committee, right? Making changes, being influential in making changes in the prison, right? State probation and parole. One of 2 elected representatives of the park committee out of Giles Shapiro's office, right? Having my own business, doing things of this nature. Those positions that I sit in, they aren't paid positions. You understand?
Oh, you doing that from the muscle.
Come on, man. So for me, yeah. Even moving into city council space. What is it, 20,000?
Yeah, they ain't a whole lot of money.
So it's not about that. People say, oh, it's a part-time job, but it's full-time work.
It's a full-time work, though.
So we know what we need. Of course, we need our mayor. We need our state reps. Yeah. They have a job to do. Each one of those titles carry a position.
Yes, it does.
They have something that they have to do.
Yes, it does. You're right.
My role, I have to focus. Look, here's a good analogy I can use. I love you, right? I love you, my brother. We next door neighbors.
Yes, sir.
Your house is on fire. My house is on fire.
Woo!
Whose house do I put out first?
Come on now. We got to put out both of them, don't we?
Nah, I got to put mine out.
But you got to put yours out first, though.
I got kids and everything in there.
Yeah. All I got is a PlayStation and a guitar.
It's not even that. it's the first rule of nature.
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself.
Self-preservation.
Self-preservation. You're right.
So we have to be able to. So we have a fire burning in our city. Not Mississippi burning. Harrisburg is ablaze, man. There's people coming in manipulating our political system. Like you said, throwing people in the race. I can see there's not a lot of promotion for all of the bodies that are in this.
Right. There's not. There is not. But all of a sudden there's another name up there that somebody says, hey, all it takes, because see, in the Harrisburg, and this is educate my folks, in Harrisburg, it don't take a lot of votes to win. Because a lot of people don't vote. So it doesn't take a lot of votes to win.
But it should.
But it should. So listen, there's a city of 50,000 people.
Come on.
I've seen people win with 4,000 votes.
I mean, you could look at the last election.
So my question, all I'm saying is this: if you throwing ringers in there, and they get 500 votes, it lessens the chances of somebody who's serious about this.
That's right.
Of getting in. And we have to be mindful of that. We have to be mindful that first of all, politics is a dirty game.
Oh my goodness.
And you don't know this until you get in it.
I thought I was making the biggest change in my life.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Only to see, and not everybody involved in this is dirty.
No.
See, you got people playing politics.
Raymond Bennett said the law of distraction.
Oh, man. Come on.
Yeah. You're right, Ray.
Yeah, man.
You're right.
Good brother Ray. What's up, man? Good brother right there.
That's a good brother.
But, our city, we have to be more vocal. We have to be more involved. I'm not just asking for everyone's vote. I'm asking you to show up to city council meetings, to show up to the school board meetings, because this is where policy is set for us.
Yeah.
If we're not there to oppose, anything, decisions are going to continue to be made for us. And you think, oh, that's my girl or that's my boy. Don't do that to me. I know I have a name in this city. I know people are, I'm a popular guy,
right?
But don't do it for that. Understand that I can work. I understand policy,
That you will work.
legislation. Yeah, I've been doing it. I've been showing it.
And you know the thing I don't like, when you just said you have to show up,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, especially like on the Congress level, you know, like Bill 976531,
Mm-hmm.
and then they vote on that.
That's right.
Well, you don't know what that bill is.
Exactly.
I don't know what that bill is.
Glad you mentioned that.
You know, and we got our representatives in there. They don't even know what half the bills are. They just voting on them.
They're towing the line, man.
And then sometimes they get jammed up. They get jammed up in their own election and said, well, you voted for the power line.
Yeah.
Like, no, I didn't. But right here on vote 9433333, you said yes.
Yeah. And that's the thing. People, that's a public record. I'm glad you're mentioning all of these things because you can look up and see the people that you voted for and see what they actually done.
Right.
Like people gave me crap about my background. They look at my record, right?
Right.
But what you don't see in those files on the other side of that scale is the work. It's like our youth. They love LeBron. They love Steph Curry, right? They just want to get on the basketball court and shoot like them. But they never seen that LeBron's doing 1,000 layups, 1,000 jump shots. They not seeing the work. You understand what I'm saying?
Workout.
And they thinking you just coming out of nowhere. You can't. No, you have to practice your craft.
Yeah. You know, when you mentioned that, and I'm going back, you know, Jerry Rice.
I'm a 49er. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, Jerry Rice, number 80 for the 49ers.
Talk to me.
Jerry Rice,
the great one,
had a philosophy that even in practice,
you play like you practice.
Whatever pass they gave him, whether it was 5 and out, 10 and out, he sprinted to the end zone.
Yep.
Because he was preparing,
training his mind,
that anytime I touch the ball, there is a possibility I'm going to the touchdown.
Muscle memory.
And so you put in work.
Yes, sir.
So now your work is coming to fruition. So when you get the ball, and you will get the ball.
Put me in the game, coach. 4th and inches. Put me in.
We're going to need you to run.
Yeah.
See, running now, that ain't the race.
That's right.
When your number comes up and you have won,
that's heavy.
The race starts.
That's right. My elder just told me that, man.
And I want you to run.
Yeah.
And I want you to call on.
That's right.
The Joe Robinsons.
That's right.
The Kenny Robinsons.
That's right.
The Fred Clarks.
That's right.
Call on us.
Yeah, I'm going to need everybody.
Call on us.
I'm going to need everybody.
You understand? Fred said, great show tonight. That's true, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fred's on there.
Oh, come on, man. We got him on here, man.
C.
Come on, man. You know, Fred, my man. You know, man, me and Fred go all the way back. You know what I mean?
Man. I've been a friend with Fred, man, for about 30 years, man. People don't understand that relationship. This is a generous guy. He's helped so many people in our city, man. You know, he's helped me. He's helping me now, you know, see a lot of things. He doesn't. And what I love about you, Fred, like he's not bothering me right now.
No, he's letting me
do my thing, man.
But you know one thing about Fred is, and Fred, this ain't about you, man. This is about Lamont right here. But we know I've been a friend of Fred, but let me tell you something. Fred was a friend to me long before.
That's right.
I was able to be a friend to him.
Ooh, that's heavy.
You understand me? Because sometimes you're not in a position to be a friend to.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's heavy.
When I ain't had nothing.
That's heavy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the charge for you is, when people ain't got nothing.
That's right.
Still be their friend.
That's right.
Still help them.
And I am.
Still go for it.
Speaking of that, if you don't mind, that's a great segue into this.
Kimberly Keefe said, you can call on me too.
Who's that?
I just one of my viewers, Kimberly Keefe, call on me too. Come on, man. We got some viewers over here now.
I appreciate it.
Come on, man.
We have to learn the power of forgiveness. Even when, you know, some of our counterparts, right, they can, sometimes people can't stand each other.
Fred said, he said, who shall I send? Fred said, I said, send me.
Yeah.
Lamont,
That's the Bible.
this is a time carved out in time for you.
Yeah. I keep hearing that, man. It's eerie.
So what are you going to do? Because we're going to depend on you.
Yeah. I'm ready, man.
We're going to depend on you when something ain't right and we can't get to the mayor. And you can't always get to the mayor. You can't.
That's right.
But we should be always able to get to you.
And I'm glad you said that. I'm going to be accessible. I've been accessible. I think anybody that represents and serves the people should be amongst them.
Yes.
I don't want to be so far up in the office that I can't talk to you now.
Right.
I would never want it to be a Michael Jordan where I can't come into my community
and say, what's up?
You understand? I need security. When I see that, when people put that type of security around them, it's like you're cutting yourself off from the people.
From reality.
You understand? And I can't do that.
That's not real.
I can't do that, man. And a lot of people warn me of it, and I'm very cognizant of the dangers of that, of being so accessible. Tupac was killed being so accessible. Nipsey Hussle was so accessible to his community. He died in it. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to be accessible in that way. I want to be accessible. I'm ready to run this. And not that I have anything to prove, but I'm ready to show people that, listen, there's another way. There's a time for you when you know that you have a purpose and you're willing to walk into that purpose.
Come on.
You just got to go, man.
Come on.
Wherever this is going to take me or take us, right?
Yes.
Where it's going to take us.
I like that.
I'm willing, man. I'm a willing and able servant to go where the Spirit is guiding me, man, period. And I'm anxious to show it.
You went through the
MLK.
The MLK program. Dante Latham said, faith without works is dead. I know that's right.
That's right. That's the truth.
Raymond said, gratitude, servitude, and forgiveness. Affiliation, intentions, and reflection. Kimberly Key said, Kenny Rao for mayor.
Come on now.
But when you look at MLK, it was all about leadership.
Yes, sir.
It was all about getting your mind focused on how to lead. I think someone said that leaders don't leap forth. They're pushed.
That's heavy.
You understand me?
That's
they
heavy.
don't say, hey, I want to be the leader.
That's right.
It's not how it happens.
Nah.
They pushed. Martin Luther King had no intentions and on being the civil rights face.
They definitely pushed him.
He got pushed.
Yeah.
You understand me? There was something gnawing at you.
Yeah.
That says I have to do something.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure how to do it.
That's right.
But something got you up.
Yep.
And pushed you.
And that's so very true. Not also leaders are pushed, but in order to be a good leader, first you have to be a good follower.
Come on now.
You have to be a good follower. And the examples that Dr. King and the people of the likes put forth to us, it's like we're pissing it away right now, man. And I'm very frustrated about it. And that's part of my why, is because I can no longer sit down and watch this happen, knowing that there's something that I can do. Am I the end all be all? No, but there's something that I can do. But if I do nothing, I'm culpable with everything that's happening.
Right. And so we need more you.
Yeah, man.
We need more you.
They're out there, man. I know a lot of people, and they just have to be willing to step into that, because I dodged my purpose for a long time. And walking into it isn't easy, because there is sacrifice. When I look at repairing my own family, my children, trying to repair those relationships with them. This is a lot of work. Family members that you may no longer speak to. and it's everybody else's fault. But what I have been able to do is really dig into myself, right? And this is the work that I think our city needs individually.
Claude Phipps.
Yeah, he's running for DJ.
He says, "Hello, gentlemen. This is a great presentation. Lamont, once you are elected, what committee do you want to chair?"
Great question. Preferably where I think I can serve, get the most bang for the buck, so to speak, would be public safety, because I work so much in the reentry realm. And I just feel as though that what we're seeing in our city, there's solutions to them. There's resolutions to them. There's ordinance that we can do to them. So I would focus on, and again, like with the platform that I have, all of these things tie into each other, and I'm smart enough, if I don't know it all, I'm smart enough to have smart people around me, right? There's a lot of people that I know. I have a wise counsel. So I know I'm going to be able to go to those individuals and help guide me if I'm done. So I don't want to muck this up. I don't want to do this wrong.
Right.
I really want to make, and I told your brother this when they made me the speaker in our graduating class.
Yeah, it was nice. I was there.
And do you remember what I said? That I'm gonna make everybody proud of us. I'm gonna represent us all when we go out here. And I believe ever since that day, 2018, I was doing that. I have been doing that. Trying to move not only my city, but individuals that are hurting, that have nothing, that they feel left out, they're underserved, all of those different things. I've been there, and I'm not the only one.
Yeah, listen, this gentleman said right here that you are the voice. That you are the voice, and we need these types. He says, you're a natural fit.
Wow. I appreciate that.
Eric Green says our past is the faith to our future. Jerry Mitchell, Lamont Jones is a modern day Saul to Paul example of what someone can do with their lives in a positive way. More props to you, bro. Let me tell you something, man.
Very encouraging.
The city is coming for you, baby.
Yeah, man.
They're standing for you right now.
That's heavy. Hey, man.
The city is standing for you.
Won't let them down, man. I know it's at stake. I know it's
Fred said if Kenny runs for mayor, I'm all in.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But we have a lot of work to do. And I said we. I'm gonna be a person that's going into a body of 7. I'll be one individual.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to need this community. I want to be able to educate from the seat, bring people aware, because there's a language barrier, and this is probably why a lot of us don't get in.
You get ready to hit something right now.
This is probably why a lot of people don't get into politics, because there's a language barrier.
Yes.
And a skill set that I do have is being able to download the information, right? Reiterate it, put it in layman terms for those that can't really understand it. One thing, I'm gonna give you an analogy.
Okay.
If you are sick, right?
Right.
Your nose is bleeding, you got your kidneys are hurting, everything, and you don't know what's wrong. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Go to the doctors.
Okay. Now, when you go to the doctors, the doctors is going to diagnose you with something.
Oh, yeah. He's going to tell you a whole bunch of stuff.
Only then can he begin to treat those symptoms.
That's right. He has to diagnose it first.
We are walking around undiagnosed, man. And we can't fix these things if we can't visualize and see them, that they're happening. And it's right in front of us. But I want to open the eyes, man. And I'm not afraid to do it.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what these people think about you. Kirk Smallwood.
Oh, small.
You know Kirk Smallwood?
Oh, for sure.
Lamont, I believe in you. I always knew that you were destined for greatness.
Wow.
It's your turn at bat, brother.
Hey, that's them paddles who used to give me, Kirk.
Hey!
Hey, in middle school, my mom, you remember back then it was hands on and
Sure.
Right? It was hands on. It wasn't. She like I ain't leaving work. Send him around near the Kirk.
Sure.
Kirk used to make me get in the 3-point stands. Ask him if he remembers
Yeah.
this. He used to make me get in the 3-point stands and paddle me.
Well, look, I'm a little older than you. When I came along, Kirk was just a track coach.
Okay.
He wasn't even the head track coach.
Hey,
Kirk was one of us.
where you went to? Kutztown, KU.
Yo, but Kirk was one of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But listen.
That's what's beautiful about him too. He stays himself.
Myra Blackwell says, yes, an effective leader surrounds himself with people who challenges him.
Mm-hmm.
And an effective leader surrounds himself with an ineffective leader surrounds himself with yes men.
Woo.
Lamont, you sound like an effective leader.
Mm.
So my question is,
Mm-hmm.
Lamont, how are you going to respond when I call you up and I go, what are you doing?
Are we talking about being held accountable?
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna need that.
Come on now.
I'm gonna need that.
Come on
You
now.
know, I can't say that I want this for others and don't
Come on
expect
now.
it for myself. So long as and that's why you have that wise counsel around you, because when you feel that I'm gonna ask questions. Hey, do you think this is the right thing? I'm not just gonna make a decision because out of emotion, and that's something that we have to learn to do too.
Right.
Because, and this is teaching me this.
Right.
Those are some of the sacrifices, because usually,
Because you'll get offended.
yeah, and
You'll get offended when I say, hey, that policy's, what are you doing, Lamont?
right.
Lamont, I'm telling you something. What you just did or said is ridiculous.
Ooh, I hope that day never.
You know what I mean? Then you're going to say, but this is my business. I'm saying, okay, brother.
Nah.
But that's not what you said
Yeah.
in the studio. Because, I'm going to bring it back to the studio. And you're going to say,
This is being recorded, right?
and you're going to say, what? I said, well, go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Season 7. I'm going to tell you what you said.
Yeah, but that's honest, man. Those are honest questions,
Yeah.
because you do want to. I do want to maintain. Listen, when I got in trouble, I went to prison.
Woo!
You understand? I
Yeah.
couldn't get out of that. I could have if I wanted to tell on some people and and do all that.
Which, for the record, I would have told on people. Nope. They say snitches get stitches, but I'm telling you, tattletales make bail.
So being able to do that, in my young age, I pled guilty, and you know who made me accountable? My mother. I remember when Action Jackson,
He was rough.
Willie was at my door, at my mother's door, and they came in. They didn't tear her home up. They were respectful, and they put me on the porch waiting for a transport car. And they said, "Listen, you don't have to go to jail today." And my mom said, "Oh, he's going to jail." He did it. He's going to jail. I was like, "Hey, Mom, wait, let's hear these guys out.
Let's hear these guys out. What do you want to know? I got
Let's hear these guys out."
Yeah, I'd have pulled out a notebook.
But one of the best decisions that she helped me make for myself, because even there, man, I met some of the greatest minds. Some of the greatest minds are incarcerated because of a mistake that they made, and then they can't come back to our society. We say they can't come back. Society say we're supposed to forgive, and but when I'm in a position like this, all people want to talk about is 20 years ago.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not talking about all of the things, and I never was on. See, I think that hurt me too, because I never was on social media where I'm gonna take this picture and say, "Look who I fed today. Look who I got this job for. Look whose rent I helped pay," and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying?
But this is what we're gonna do. We got some. We want you to call in.
Yeah, open up the lines.
We're gonna open up these lines. 717-889-7181. 717-889-7181. I have older people in my community on my live feed. So it's 717 889 7181.
Hey, my cousin Jermaine Thomas told me to tell you hi. So,
Okay, Jermaine.
yeah, we had
Go ahead, caller. You're on Kenny's Corner Live with your question or comment, please.
Hello.
Hello.
They hung up.
Or got disconnected.
717 889 7181.
Yeah, we just I want to say a big thank you to everybody that came out to the comedy show. I had a comedy fundraiser, man.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Man, it was very well attended, man. I appreciate everybody. Rookies, Constantine, I really appreciate him. My cousin Jermaine put the list together, man, and a guy by the name of Top Flight. He said you went down there and did some stuff down there in Coatesville, man.
Don't play.
You turned up down
Don't
there.
play. Don't play. I may be the oldest in the game, but I still got it. Now, Fred, stop playing with me. Fred said I would call in, but I'm shy. Come on, Fred.
Call in, Fred. Come on, man. Uh-oh.
Kenny's Corner, go ahead with your question or comment.
Hello?
Listening to the video, not the phone. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air live. Go ahead, caller. Listen to the radio, to the phone. Go right ahead, caller.
Oh, hi.
What you want on your
Tina,
pizza?
how are you?
Good.
Tina?
Gina.
Gina?
Hey, Lamont.
How are you?
Gina Vasquez.
Hey, how are you?
Listen to the phone, not the video, please.
I'm doing well. I have put some comments there, and
Oh, man.
my whole I know Lamont, not for a long time. You know, I met him actually by accident. I thought he was a different Lamont, and I got to meet him there. I'm a re-entry specialist, and I work for the PA Career Link, and we collaborated, and he came out, and we did some we do some work together for reentry and park and a few things. But I got to know him, and he's super humble, super passionate about
Yes, he is.
the Latinx community and their needs, because the resources are not there for our community, for my community.
That's right.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
And one thing that he said that that's one of the things that he will definitely approach, and I'm really happy that he'll do that.
Yeah. I just believe. I thank you very much, Gina. I really believe. I really believe that. With that language barrier, especially in prison, there's nobody representing that population. And if we really understand the diaspora with us, we'll see how closely related we really are. So, I think it's very important that all voices are heard. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. The number again, because some people's getting the wrong number, is 717-889-7181. Darlise, we have a Lamont Jones on in our office, and he is running for city council. He's a good brother, and we're trying to get him in. Well, he's in. I don't care what nobody say. He's in. He's in. He represents the people. He's the voice. He is the Kenny Robb, what Kenny Robb should have did 10, 15 years ago.
Gina, have anything else to say?
I'm not sure.
Gina, thank you for calling in, Gina.
He's in already. That's it. He's done. He's in.
Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
Was that the phone echo?
Yeah, it was
They're
phone.
listening to the device.
Okay.
They're trying to, they want to hear themselves answer.
Back in the day.
Yeah, you be ready. Call in. You're the 100th caller.
Right, yeah.
Turn your radio off, man.
Go ahead, kid.
She said, is he related to the Jones from uptown on Camp Street? No, no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
My grandfather is Claire Jones Sr., Tony Jones, Claire
Who?
Jones Jr. My mother was Gail Jones.
Who?
Tony.
Claire Jones.
Yeah. Drill Sergeant, Pro 733, man.
What's Kalisko Street?
Yeah, no. Not this KLER, not the CLA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was ready to kick you out my studio.
Yeah.
No. This is great. If anybody wants to call in and ask Lamont anything, he is ready. He don't care what the question is. He is ready to answer you. 717-889-7181. He is not shy about his past, but he is passionate about where he's going. So you can call in 717-889-7181. I do not want this opportunity to go by without someone else calling in and asking him a question. There has been so many rumors, there's confrontations he's had since he decided to run. There's even people that try to, want to put their hands on people. You know what I mean? But
they better leave me alone.
They better leave him alone. Leave him alone.
They better leave me alone, man.
Denise says, can he define leadership in his own words? Well,
Ooh.
hey.
That's not really a heavy question. It's not a deep question. It's just what I said before.
Right.
You have to be a good father. Someone has to teach me. I have to be taught to be a leader. You can't just wake up and say, I'm a leader today.
That's true.
I have to go.
That's
I've
true.
experienced some things in life. And as long as I implement them, it's like people being verseful in the Bible. They can give you every verse and every scripture. But is it applicable? Is it applicable in their lives?
That's
So
right.
I just didn't go through life and make mistakes. They're not mistakes now, they're assets, and I'm able to teach others. So that's what it is, going through lived experience, being a good listener,
Wow.
A good, having good comprehension, being able to pay attention, being attentive to what's really happening in your own life. We all live in different parts. We have several worlds that we are in at once.
Yeah.
When I walked in my home, I was just dad. I wasn't the brightening, the shining light that everybody else saw. I was just dad.
I'm just dad. I was just dad.
So
when you write, when you looking at your story, your book, in all facets, from childhood to adolescent, to getting in trouble, it all leads you to the person you are today.
that's right.
You can't tell me how bad the system is if you've never been in the system.
That's right. And survived it. With a sane mind.
Same mind. I for years been a counselor.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I had to my advantage is I've been there.
Right.
I've done that.
That's right. That's right.
So now when you go out as a city councilman, talking to our elementary schools, and they talk about jail, you got something to say.
Big time.
You got something to say.
Because some people don't make it out of there, man. I mean, I've seen people with very light sentences, 6 months, a year, and completely lose it. The treatment is horrific. The treatment is horrific. You're an outcast. You're ostracized.
Yes.
you're not worth anything to them, you know, and you have to constantly deal with that. That's probably why I never could have a job, because I don't want anybody overseeing me. I never felt that I can go do a 9 to 5, right? I never felt that for a long time, so I became a serial entrepreneur.
So Dontel says one of his favorite quotes, and this applies to you: "Once was a wound, is now a weapon."
Wow. Yeah, that's tough, man.
You understand?
You know, I got to talk to some of these people, man. I need this. This is inspiring, man.
You know.
But speaking of that word, though, because in the community, the jails that I go into to teach cognitive behavior therapy.
Right.
Ooh, come on, man.
You teach cognitive behavior?
Come on, man. CBT, MRT certified. Yeah, man. What is it? Certified recovery specialist.
CBT?
Mentor, life coach.
Come on, man.
You know.
You walking down my street now.
Listen, man, you know, but when these guys and women, right, alike, this is very inspirational to them. And this is what I'm hoping to do. I want to revitalize our city of even in politics, the process of it. I want them to see, again, especially those that know the story. Right. Some other people are just speculating. They hear certain things, you know. I don't know if he was here. I don't know if he did that, but the city knows.
The city knows.
I don't have to interview with them.
And because, and right. And that's why you need to be on Kenny's Corner.
Yeah.
Because the city knows.
That's right, man.
We ain't got the time to sugarcoat nothing. The city knows.
Nah, you know, we don't have time for it. You know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Denise Lovejoy. Thank you for putting your stuff up there. If you want to click on Denise's Lovejoy, she put her page up there. I met her at I don't mean to be bragging, but I got awarded. You know, I was an honoree.
Come on, man, talk about it.
And she was there. And me and her hooked up. We have to do some more talking.
I think I know. Is that Miss Lovejoy?
Yes.
I did your gardening. I was, you know, see, I did all types of stuff, man.
Denise Lovejoy.
I was designing yards and everything. Botany.
Okay.
Botany. Man. Yeah.
To me, it does everything.
Yeah.
He's a jack of all trades.
I had to survive. Yeah. I didn't want to just this is what's happening in our city. This is what we need to do as a community. I really believe that we should get back to community policing. You know, the police are a reactionary measure. We call them after the fact.
Yeah. The sign on the car says protect and serve. Mm-hmm. But what really, that's not necessarily true. Mm-hmm. Just as a test.
Yeah.
When I was a young man, I said, protect and serve. I said, officer, I'm stranded. Mm-hmm. Can you give me a ride?
Yeah.
Uptown.
Yeah.
Now I had my car.
Yeah.
I was on the south side.
Okay.
He said, oh, I can't do that. I said,
unless I put you in these cuffs.
I said, but you are supposed to serve.
Yeah.
And if I feel threatened out here,
yeah.
Can you take me uptown?
Yeah.
And he told me no.
Wow.
And that was a long time ago. I'm not saying the cop. I'm not saying
what's his name, right? Say his name, right?
Listen. I'm not saying that that's how they are now. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying back when I was a young buck. You know what I mean? But I also want to shout out to Miss
Autumn Fair.
Autumn Fair. She will be on the show next week. Autumn Fair. I had the pleasure of talking to her, and we had a good time on the phone. I said, you got to come on to the show. She was next week. It's going to be Autumn Fair. We're going to rock and roll with Autumn Fair.
Can I say a few words about Autumn?
Yes, you can say something about Autumn. Yes.
I don't want to tell her story. I'll reserve that for her. But Harrisburg, we have to get this young lady in. We have to, I know the write-in is a tough thing. They say it can't be done, right? It's never been done. It doesn't work. All you had to do is write her name in. If we want people that reflect our community. You know, this is a municipal election. This is going to affect our day-to-day. You know, we have Court of Common Pleas judges, Latasha Williams, woo. I mean, Supreme Court, Miss Lane out there. You know, we have district justices. We have county commissioners, school board, city council. These are the things that are going to affect our day to day. But when you have people, the devil was busy in her space.
Busy.
Very busy in her space trying to stop her from getting here because of a legacy thing. And we have to end that. We really have to end what's happening here because these people really mean us no good. You know, I want to see district justices that are focused on restorative justice, not punitive.
Yeah.
I need somebody like me. I understand what we're going through. You understand? I need somebody to say, hey, all right, Truancy, you went to school. You didn't go to school. Now I'm going to give your mom this $500 fine. She's already impoverished. How you going to, come on, man, you're harming her now. You're harming mom. You know, so we just got to get right, man, you know, write her name in. If you live in that, what is it, 12102? If you live in that area, is that it?
Is that it? 12102?
12102.
12102.
You know, if
he
you
knew
live
it without looking at the paper. 12102.
if you
Uptown.
You come on, the you gotta come out.
Uptown, we
man.
got listen. This ain't got nothing to do with the South Side.
That's right.
This ain't got nothing to do with the Hill. This ain't got nothing to do with Susquehanna. All I'm saying is UPTOWN. Uptown. What's that called when we in a group? Swoop. It's time for us to swoop on that Bianca and get him, her, them out of here.
In the
Bianca's
rain, man.
got to go.
It's
Uptown, baby. We taking it over.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm done with my spiel.
I just wanted to say that out to her, man, because and I see her out there working. It's like she every time I'm knocking on doors every day, and she's like, "Hey, yeah, I'm on the same corners, baby. We out here. We gotta get it. We gotta get it.
We out here.
But I really hope that people come out, and it's very important that I really want to focus on that because we about 12 days out. I really want to tell Harrisburg that we have to come out and vote, man. You said it earlier, population of 50,000, right? We got maybe 33,000 registered, but yet we have a 6% turnout.
Yep.
And that's horrible. I mean, we have this last mayoral, 1,700 votes.
1,700. That's it.
That's horrible.
1,700, you win.
That's horrible, man. And we have to really show that because if we don't, we can't keep complaining about what's happening in the city.
Right.
Oh, this is, and you have people online. Oh, this person ain't this person. I want to see a lot of these individuals step up and get in these shoes.
Oh, that's hush mouth. That's hush mouth.
Let's see if you really can get in this and become a candidate and actually bring forth results to our city.
You working.
This is hard, man. This is not easy work.
As Brian Majors would say, keep working, keep working, keep working.
Major prep.
Keep working, keep working, keep working.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, I always say this. This is the fastest hour on the radio station. Now, I can't control. We want to thank Lamont once again for coming down and gracing our presence to Kenny's Corner. We appreciate you, brother. We love you, man. All right, man. No doubt. No doubt. Now, like I always say, I can't control what happens on the corners of New York, D.C., Baltimore, and New Jersey. But I can always control what happens right here on Kenny's Corner.
Uptown, baby. Uptown. Yeah, man. Make sure these people get out and vote, man. It's tough.
Oh, that show was fire.